Hello. A frequently asked question that we get a lot at Hooga Health is how do I set up my tabletop stand that comes with either the PRO300 or Ultra360 red light therapy panels? I'm going to take you through a step-by-step guide to hopefully help you. I will be showing you on the PRO300 panel. Just note that it is very similar, if not the exact same, as the tabletop stand for the Ultra360, so you can still follow along even if you don't have a PRO300 panel. So when you get your panel, it's going to look something very similar to this right here. You'll notice on the back that it has 4 legs. These legs you do not need when you're using the tabletop stand. And in order to set up the tabletop stand, it sometimes is a little bit easier to take them off. You don't necessarily need to take them off, but you're going to need to kind of wiggle your stand around them to set it up. So it's a lot easier to take these off. These are for when you're hanging up your panel. It acts as a kind of way to keep the airflow coming in so your device doesn't overheat when it's hanging up. That's the purpose of the legs. So if you're using the tabletop stand, you really have no need for these.
You'll want a Phillips head screwdriver. You'll just simply unscrew each of the legs like so and then take them off.
Once all the legs are unscrewed, it'll look something like this. Set aside those legs right there. You might need them in the future, and you will just re-screw them into each of these holes right here. Taken all 4 legs off of the panel, you can now adjust the stand. It's going to be a lot easier doing it this way. I'm going to show you from this angle and also a bird's eye view to give you 2 different perspectives on how to do it. While your panel is face down, kind of like how you unscrewed the legs, you're going to want to keep it this way. I recommend putting one hand at the top of the panel, taking the other hand on this part here, and simply pulling it up. You might need a little bit more elbow grease. Once you're at this step, you're going to again keep your hand on the panel. This just kind of helps keep the panel in place. You're going to take your hand on this part right here and pull this part up. This is the bottom. Next step, while your hand is still on the panel, you'll take this part again, pull it this way. Now it's looking kind of more tabletop-ish. You can now flip your device up and it stands on its own. If you want to adjust, I highly recommend always having your hand one on the panel and one down here at the base. And you can adjust your panel angle range if you want. If you want to adjust it back, hang on to this, push the panel down. You can also adjust it this way. Just make sure you always are having your hand on the base or somewhere along the tabletop stand and the panel, but you can also adjust accordingly. So first you want your hand on the panel, and you're going to take this side and push it up just ever so slightly. Now you're going to move your hand onto this side and take this end, push it up ever so slightly, slow and steady. Again, put your hand on the panel here, move it down like so, and then you can take your hand on this bottom part here, adjust it, and voila. So it's very simple and easy, although it might take a little bit of elbow grease at first to get your tabletop stand to work. Now again, even though this is the PRO300 panel, the same thing goes for your Ultra360 panel. Thanks so much for watching.